Hi, Mark T. the Handyman here. Today, we're going to take a look at this garage door opener. It makes a lot of noise when it's opening and closing. Sometimes it gets caught. We're going to see if we can't figure that out.
Recently, my garage door has been making a lot of noise. Sometimes it doesn't even make it through the rail because the chain is bouncing around and bumpy. What I discovered is there are 4 plastic wear pads that support the garage door inner trolley as it goes back and forth on the rail that pulls the garage door back and forth. On this garage door, the upper wear pads are either damaged or missing, causing the trolley to dip as it goes down on the rail. Also, the garage door chain is slightly loose. So we are going to replace the inner trolley with a new trolley and tighten the chain on the garage door. This is what the inside of the trolley looks like with all 4 of the plastic wear pads in place. These wear pads not only support the trolley, but they also help the trolley slide over the rail as it goes back and forth. First, we will need to remove the old trolley and then install the new trolley. But to do that, we have to disassemble the garage door rail and remove the old inner trolley. The first thing I am going to need is to unlatch the trolley from the garage door rail. The way you do that is you pull on the handle that is attached to the trolley. That will disengage the J-bar from the chain and the garage door rail that moves the door back and forth. I have released the trolley from the rail, so now I will be able to move the inner trolley to the center of the garage, so I will be able to work on the trolley a little easier and leave the garage door shut. There, that looks about right. Now I'm going to de-energize the garage door power by pulling the outlet plug. This is the part that we will be removing from the garage door system. It is called the inner trolley, and it is where the chain on the garage door connects and pulls the door open and closed. If you look close enough, you can see that the bottom of the trolley has a wear pad intact, but the top of the trolley does not. The first thing we are going to do is loosen the chain by loosening both the nuts on the threaded rod. To do that, I will need to hold back on the chain with a pair of channel lock pliers. Now that I have the nut loose, I will be able to examine the chain here and find the master link that will allow us to remove the chain from the old trolley. Like I said earlier, we will not have to disassemble the master link on the side that is attached to the chain, because when we remove the nut from the threaded rod, that will allow us to pull the chain away from the old trolley. Once again, this is the new inner trolley that we will be installing on the garage door. I'm going to put a mark on the ceiling so we know where the chain was when we disassembled it. It shouldn't move, but we want to keep it where it is at. Once again, here is our chain link that we will be separating from the old trolley. This is a picture of the garage door rail that we will need to separate from the wall to remove the old trolley. We are going to move the garage door rail to the right side and slip the old trolley off and then slip the new trolley on. To accomplish all of that, I'm either going to need another person, or I'm going to leave the garage door motor attached to the rail and remove the garage door from its mount on the ceiling. I have attached 2 pieces of wire, one to support the rail and the other to allow the motor and the rail to be moved left or right or back and forth, depending on what we need to do. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to remove the cotter pin from the garage door rail on the wall. Just pull the cotter pin out and set it aside. Now we can remove the small pin that holds the garage door rail to the wall. Next, I will put the cotter pin back in the piece that was attached to the rail to the wall and set it aside. Because we have the mounting brackets from the motor section and the rail of the garage removed, we are now able to pull the shaft back and move it far enough to the right to pull the trolley off the rail. Now we have got the garage door rail below the garage door spring. Before we could remove the trolley, though, we have to remove the pulley and some of the garage door cable. To remove the pulley, we will need to remove the nut and bolt that hold the pulley to the garage door rail. After we remove the pulley, we want to connect the pulley and the nut and the bolt and set them aside. Now we can remove the old trolley. Before we can put the new trolley in place, we need to take the master chain link off and then attach the cable and the master chain link on the new trolley. The way you do that is pretty simple. You are going to use a screwdriver to pry open the master chain link with the flathead screwdriver. Just put the screwdriver in the opening and then pry it open and slip the chain link off. Just a little tip. Make sure to keep the cable in the hole that you pull the old trolley from so as not to mix that up. You need to be careful not to drop the pieces of the chain link because the garage door chain links are very small. There are 3 pieces of the removable locking link. Now we are going to reattach the same chain link to the new trolley. You just put the chain link in the same hole that you removed from the old trolley. Just open the link and slip it on. Now it's time to put the new trolley in place by slipping it back on the rail. It is going to be a little tight, but it will slip back on. Next, we are going to reinstall the pulley to the garage door rail. Just put the pulley in the slot where you removed it from and insert the nut and the bolt. Make sure it is nice and tight. You don't want the pulley to fall off. Now we are going to maneuver our rail and our garage door back to the wall slot and reattach the garage door to the wall bracket by pushing the nut through the mounting hole and installing the cotter pin. Okay, now it's time to go to the other end of the garage door opener where the motor is and reinstall the mounting brackets to the ceiling. Since the other end of the rail is already attached, you just need to push the motor up, line the detached bracket holes to the ceiling bracket holes, and insert the nuts and bolts and tighten them. After we have completed that task, we can remove the wire that has held the rail and the motor in place. Now we need to get the cable back on the pulley and then tighten up the garage door chain to its proper tension. In the past, when I have done this, I held both sides of the chain and the cable and pulled it with one hand and then placed the cable on the pulley. I found that it is a little easier if you use 2 clamps to hold the cable and the chain in place, and then you can put the cable around the pulley. What you need to do while you are facing the trolley is reattach the chain to the new trolley, but don't tighten the chain linkage. Just pull it as tight as you can and then put the clamp on the cable. Then take the cable, which is on the other side, and pull it as tight as you can and clamp it to the garage door rail. That way you have got the cable on one side and the cable and the chain on the other side. You do not want to put a clamp on the chain itself, just on the cable. Now that the cable and the chain are tight enough, you can move the ladder to the pulley and very easily put the cable around the pulley. It will hold itself because it is tight enough now. After you do that, you want to make sure that the chain and your cable and your connections are all good. You especially want to make sure that the chain itself is not twisted in any way. If it is twisted, it could very easily damage the garage door opener or the chain. Once you verify that the chain and the cable on the garage door are all in the right position and secure, now it's time to take the clamps off and adjust the chain to the proper tension by adjusting the 2 nuts on the threaded rod that attach to the chain. The chain itself should be adjusted above the bottom of the chain rail and have a minimal movement while the chain is moving. You do not want to over-tighten the chain though. An over-tightening chain could damage the shaft on the motor or the chain mechanism itself. Don't forget to hold back on the threaded rod that holds the chain so that the chain is not twisted. Now it's time to reinstall the outer trolley and the J-bar to the rail itself. It should slip right on the rail very easily. Now we are going to pull the garage door by hand to where the outer trolley is, about halfway on the chain rail. You want to leave the garage door latching mechanism unlatched. Now turn the garage door on and shut it off when it gets to the outer trolley. If your inner trolley doesn't stop where the outer trolley is, just move the outer trolley by pulling the door until it is above the inner trolley. Now latch the two trolleys together by moving the latching pin up. Now it's time to start the garage door and admire the good job you have just done.
If you like this video, give me a thumbs up or a like. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to leave a comment. I sure like to hear from you. Thanks for watching.